Hey guys, this is Ton Papa. Don't mind the video, it's just a quick thing for me to put on YouTube. Anyways, this is my thoughts and views on the new Total War info and everything that's been, blowing out of, all the news things are talking about it and everything really. Well, gaming news, anyways. Um, me, I like it and I don't. The news that they're saying how they're gonna focus more on the Legion than individual units, which is a cool idea, but it feels like more like Risk to me. The board game Risk. It's like where everybody bunches up a bunch of units and then goes and attacks somebody. It's like they're focused on more of those battles. They're gonna be focused more on the significant battles and less of minor battles. But in my view, that's kind of a bad thing because I don't like they said that as a commander, you're not really supposed to send out just like one unit of archers or whatever. But I like doing that to see what the enemy was up to. But they're gonna take that away. I'm guessing it's gonna be clumped up as armies, and you can't really split the army, which is I don't know what kind of tactical There's so many tactical disadvantages of that, but I like the idea of how they're gonna put more emphasis on stats, like the history behind it, because it could be in 20 different battles and lose so much men in the original Rome, and all you do is gain experience. The commander might gain some traits, but you really don't care that much about it, because all you gotta do, it's you only start caring about it once it starts to be in bronze or even silver experience and stuff like that. But even then, you're I don't know, because it feels like Rome 2, they say it's going to be bigger battles. Okay, that's a plus. But, and then when they start talking about it, it feels like they're getting away from individual micromanagement and just you focusing on the major parts of the battle. That's what it feels like when they're talking about the bigger battles, and with the new unit camp thing that kind of looks a little bit dorky in a way. I mean, they keep on saying Saving Private Ryan all over the place. Okay, that was a good movie and everything, but we gotta remember this is a strategy game after all. Like it's not a movie; it's a strategy game. There has to be strategy involved in it. If you're just sending out guys and they're being hacked and then somebody's picking up a dead soldier like they were saying, okay, it might be realistic, but does that really belong in gameplay? That's the thing. They say also, they give another example about you just throwing numbers at the enemy and hoping that it'll come, they'll just submit. That was part of a strategy. But now they're saying that they want to avoid that altogether, which in my opinion is kind of ridiculous, because I mean it is a game after all. It's not there should be two different versions of it then. Kind of like what they did in Rome with the arcade thing, but nobody ever used it because everybody thought it was gimmicky. But they need to bring that back and say, okay, the original Rome, there's the realism and arcade version. I think people will be playing more of the arcade version than the real version, because the arcade version seems just like a campaign advantage, like a campaign thing, and not it shouldn't be put in multiplayer, because they said that they were gonna do what they did in Shogun 2 a bit, and which I don't know, it's just a little bit too, what do you call it, not Rome enough. I mean, the whole thing about you locking onto unit camera in the middle of a battle when you're worrying about your flanks being attacked all the time by hidden units or stuff, it seemed kind of dorky, goofy in a way. It's okay, yay, I get to see facial animations. Sweet, eye candy. But they all said it wasn't going to be eye candy, that it could do stuff in that unit lock position, which, in my mind's view, is going to be how in Shogun 2, or in some of the Empire games or whatever, you could have your general unit order other things around, or they have special abilities when you're locked on them or something like that. it's like, I feel like it's going to be something like that, or it's going to give them a power boost, which I don't think it should be in gameplay at all. It should just be eye candy. Because even that, though, it's like they explain how they're going to be looking around and the soldiers being stabbed to death, or okay, that's cool, but I want my soldiers to be fighting, not helping out their friends. I mean, it's like it feels so drastically non like RTS like. It feels more like, as the article said, like in a Spielberg type thing where they're just meats, pieces of meats with feelings. That's how I feel like they're going to be portrayed. But in the original, like in all the other games, like it was just, okay, here's your stats and there you go. Well, Shogun 2 was a little bit glitchy with that, but it was all about stats really. Like if you had the better stats and if you even had a basic understanding, you knew what you were doing. But with the new like improvements, they say, like the human level drama that they keep on throwing around there, it feels like stats are going to be thrown into secondary, pretty much. Sure, they talk about Rome being the human meat grinder, so they're going to be more civilized in their fighting thing. Like they're going to stay in their formation. Then Gaul or whatever, they're going to, like, the barbarians are going to attack everybody. Like if you click on one unit, they said they're not just going to go straight for that unit. They might spread off into other units or something, which is really Gaul-like, and I enjoy. But if they start seeing their friends like being hacked, like instead of swinging their sword, they're going to help them out, which is completely pointless or whatever. It's gonna, like, that soldier is gonna be pointless to have, and you can't help it. So the stats aren't gonna be that much, like, big difference. I mean, it's gonna be a big difference because it's gonna negate the stats. That's what I'm afraid of. When they're saying that like it's gonna be more human level drama, it's like, okay, they're focusing a lot more on campaign, which is good because I loved campaign. But then they're saying they're getting rid of like individual units and just focus more on legions. And I feel like it's going to be kind of risk, like as I said in the beginning of this video, risk like. And sure, it's going to be a big map, and I love big maps. And less micromanagement in cities, which is okay in my opinion with a bigger map. And they said that they're not dumbing it down. And they said that they were even going to, in fact, include custom, maybe, like, you could buy stuff for your legions. Um, like, kind of the post-modern, like, the post-early Romans. It's like, it could be post-modern, or, like, I mean, modern. Like, late Romans. Like, instead of the, what do you call it? You know, those shields that everybody's used to, you can have the round shields. That will be really interesting to see how they do that. They said it's not like it's going to be scripted, but more open, which means like if you do like one thing, they're going to do the other thing. Like it's going to be like a tree. And with that in mind, I don't really mind it because it's mostly going to be, what do you call it? It's mostly, it's going to be seamlessly put in there. So I have faith in them. They're going to put in hundreds of possible tech possibilities. Like, I mean, like branches. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Like branches off in the storyline. So it's going to be worth it in my opinion. But I don't know. So far, it looks kind of arcadey, though. Even though they're going for historical authenticity, not historical accuracy, or was it the other way around? Yeah, like instead of having like historical accuracy in there, they're going to go for authenticity, which means better looking units, more realistic fighting styles in a way. But they're not going for like the historical accuracy, which they said themselves, like, battle lasted like hours and days, but in the game it'll last minutes and so. But they're bringing bigger cities, which I love and both hate. But oh yeah, sea battles. How could I forget about sea battles? I don't even have to say anything about the sea battles. They're gonna be awesome. The beach landings, they're gonna be awesome-ish. Not sh- Like they said that it's gonna be like more of a cat and mouse game where your ships move faster than the land units, so they could just outmaneuver them on. Like it's gonna be, they're gonna be pretty damn long in my opinion. Like kind of like the Empire Total War ones were. Like they weren't long, but they were reasonably long. And it's like they're gonna say that they're gonna try to implement river battles, which is gonna be really huge in my opinion because there were a lot of rivers back then. Like on the Rhine, like they were saying how commanders used to put boats and then just I don't know. I hope it's not gimmicky. That's all. That's my worry about it is because if it's gimmicky, like I don't know, the map is going to be huge. The campaign they said is going to be bigger. They're going to focus more on armies instead of individual units. They probably said that because of that. I still hope you could build forts wherever you want, or if there's like in certain areas you could build forts, or like they said that you could still recruit mercenaries, which is good. Um, they say that they're not gonna like they are focusing on the other like factions. It's not just gonna be Rome, but the main faction is Rome. I mean, come on, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's called Rome Total War after all. So that's gonna be their main focus because there's just so much info on it already. So overall, I would say, of course, everybody's gonna buy it because everybody wanted it for like almost like 10 years now. Even I wanted. That was my legitly first serious game of me ever getting. Me, I'm 21 right now. I was kind of late in the game. Actually, my first game was some old DOS game that my cousin was playing way back when, just for the hells of it, and it was really violent. I totally forgot what it was called. Maybe it was Marathon or something else. I don't know. It was an arcade shooter or something. I think it was Doom, maybe. I don't know. But what do you call it? I'm getting sidetracked. Rome 2 seems like it's going to be a good implication of the Total War series overall, but I'm not sure if it's going to be a good thing about the Rome game as a sequel because it seems like they're going away from certain things and they're focusing more on like what they've been doing on the other titles, which is good and both bad. Because come on, the general special abilities and everything, Shogun 2, the hero units, that was kind of gimmicky in a way, but yeah, I like the idea of what they're doing to city battles though, with multiple objectives. Because before it was just a freaking mob rush in the middle, and everybody hated that. I mean, so that's good. How they're implementing both sea and land battles, which is going to be pretty interesting because it seems the defenders are going to be on the meat grinder side. I would say, like when they hit the beach, because they're going to be artillery arrows raining down the city, and then what's the counter? There has to be a counter. They can't just be like raining death from above, like non-stop. I mean, that's kind of cheap. Like, there's gonna be like almost no help for the defenders, even though sure they got some powers or something, but still, what the hell is a tower gonna do with a seaborne ongoer, right? That is probably gonna have very limited ammo, but still. What about the arrow ships and everything like that? But I'm gonna be really interested in what they do with sea battles. Actually, I'm more interested in the sea battles than in everything else because everybody knows that fucking auto resolve sucks and it was broken. Everybody knows that, so they better fucking do sea battles right, or I'm gonna ask for my money back. Anyways, overall, it seems pretty good, but I don't know. I guess we gotta wait for an actual video besides that live action video, which didn't really show us nothing except for the fact that there's gonna be human level drama like same with Private Ryan. But hell, it is a freaking video game after all, right? So why should we care? Anyways, later.